Hello, everyone. Happy July. My name is Jeanette Zizikowski, your go-to Feng Shui consultant. For those of you who watched in June, welcome back. For those of you who are new, let me introduce myself. I'll introduce myself and give a little background really quickly before the next few, since this is a new series I'm starting where I give you guys the flying star forecast for the months. But then after a while, when I see that everybody's a regular here, I'll stop introducing myself. I practice classical feng shui and I use the flying star technique to help assess the energies of the years and months by looking at these forecasts here, which are these numbers. By looking at these forecasts here, which by forecasts I mean these numbers are all, we sometimes call them stars. They all represent different energy and emotions and body parts and colors and elements. All of these together tell me a story about what might be happening for the year and how you might be affected. So knowing these energies ahead of time helps us use more areas of our home, helps us work with the energy rather than against it, right? Because going with the flow is much better than going against the flow, and we get to that more serendipitous life faster when we're working with the energy that comes to us. So today and moving forward, I'm going to hook you up with all of the monthly energies and give you all this useful information. Let's get into it. This is a pretty uneventful month this year, I would say. Overall, the most exciting energy is actually in the center. This 9-6 combination is really great, especially also because we're in period 8, so 8, 9, and 6 together are all wonderful. Not everybody has a center in their home. Some more modern homes, some newer homes have a clearly defined center to their home. And so if that is the case, if you have a living room there, use that living room a lot. It's really great. But most of us have a home where the center falls in between like walls, or maybe you're in an apartment and there's not a defined center. So in general, I think that the energy being this good in the center overall dictates the month a little bit, and because everywhere we go we're using this central area and it's like the base. So I think that this is overall it's very good. It means that there's not much that we do to support it other than use it and live our lives. There is a general theme to the month that I'll get into a little bit more. For personal energy number 6s, this could be a good month for you all to be seen or to be recognized for your work. If personally you are unbalanced, then you may feel a little bit controlled. But I want you, before you make any decisions, to think before you react and see if a situation is trying to actually control you, if someone's actually trying to control you, or if it's something that you can benefit from. The fire shines a light on what it mingles with, and so that's why I, foresee that these personal energy number 6s being seen for their talents, for their gifts, likely in work. This is a good month for you. And in general, we like fire. We like this number 9. Moving into the southwest of the home. This is just an example. It's a sample Bagua map for you guys to reference over here in the southwest. Over here in the southwest, we have a metal 6 coming to a wood 3. There may be some disagreements with authority here, arguing with business. It's funny because for the last few months, it's been this weird repetitiveness of teeth problems, but actually the theme of this month is a little bit what I see as potentially aggressive arguments. So this is something to just stay ahead of. Watch what you say, watch who you're talking to. Take everything with some pause. Understand that everybody is having a hard time really trying to come back from this crazy year and a half, but now we have all this fire fueling us. We want to move fast, we want to have a good time, so people might be getting ahead of themselves with their words. So if you are aware of this, just be calm, take in what people say first, and maybe also watch what you say. Don't instigate. No, everybody's finding themselves again and finding their schedules again. So it's a month to be patient. That being said, astrologically and in a lot of other areas, we have some auspicious combinations and a lot of other good things. Like I said, we start off with the best energies being in the center, which I see as like support for the whole month. So that's a great start. It is going to be a good month. Just watch out if you're having any arguments. And I'm going to give you a heads up on which areas to avoid when you're wanting to have a deep conversation with somebody or have a big business call. This is why I always encourage you to meditate, exercise, drink your water, and be your best self, because that way when these energies that do equal maybe aggression or arguments, they don't affect you as much because you're in a good place. It really, Feng Shui is also about how we are as people and how we interact in our environment. If we're in an environment that's a little tense and we're already in a bad mood or out of shape or in a bad headspace, then obviously we're gonna see more the negative side of these energies. But if we're in a good mood and we're patient and we got our water all filled up, we're all hydrated, then, you know, we have more patience. In the southwest, to chill out this metal energy that might be tense, add 3 bamboo stalks in a clear glass vase of water. It can also be a glass vase, it can also be a black vase. So clear glass, because we want to represent water here. Water is what smooths out these elements and makes this a smooth area. And then the 3 bamboo as well. In the west this year is generally good because the Earth 8, let's look at these. This is these larger numbers of the annual energies, and 8s are good. It's the most auspicious for money and current human harmony, current prosperity. So 8's really good. And that's an earth element. We have the 2 earth element coming in. 2, as many of you know, maybe, oh, I have this rogue laser pointer. Just ignore that guy and watch my cursor. 2, as many of you know if you follow along on Instagram or here on YouTube, 2 is the sickness star. It's a very scary word, but it's a very dynamic energy. The 2 and the 8 combination together is good for saving money. If we were doing a commercial business space, we actually like to put cash registers and like the point of sale in an 8 and 2 because it's like storing money, it's saving it. So it should be a good month to go with that energy. Go with saving money, storing it away. Take the hint from the energies that it's what it wants you to do. But nonetheless, again, if you're not in an ideal place, then we want you to, that red laser pointer, then we want you to put 6 Chinese metal coins. There's a link to the Chinese coins that I purchase. It's like a $6 or $10 for a 6-pack of these coins. Put a set of 6 Chinese coins in the West. And there's a link for those coins in the description of this video. On to the Northwest. Even though 1 is a number that we usually like to see, and this is metal and water, so you would think that it would be smooth. In this case, it's not a harmonious combination. It has a lot to do with the time period that we're in. So we want to keep this area cool. Nothing needs to be added. We refrain from any candles or using the fireplaces in this area. Mostly just be aware of how you use this space. Activity-wise, refrain from having any of your deep conversations or potential conversations that could lead to an argument here. The fire and metal combo can be arguments and sharpness of the tongue, so this is not the area for deep conversations. Okay, so now we're in the north. North is the combination that we don't like to see. If the north is where your front door is and you have an alternate option, an alternate point of entry like a back door or a side door, go ahead and use that door for the month of July to avoid setbacks and this draining energy, like potential loss this 5-2 brings. So you want to place a set of 6 Chinese coins here to help with the 5 and the 2 combination and really just avoid it. If your bedroom is in this area and you are pregnant, it's a really great month to consider sleeping in a spare bedroom, a second bedroom, see it as a fun vacation and changing it up and mixing it up with your significant other. Sleep in a different bedroom this month. I personally, this is where my bedroom is, and I know that I will be changing it up myself. The northeast is fairly good. The center is really the best. That's what deserves the star, but let's throw in another star over here. The northeast, we have a wood 3 coming to fire 9. Normally 3 is unideal and it can give us like some anxiety, and it usually doesn't play well with others. But wood fuels fire. This area is good to work in, and now we don't know what the base energies of your home are. It's really important to eventually find that out so that we know what these are all interacting with. But it's a good area to work from because 3 has to do with money as well, and it's producing, so it's focused and it has a way to direct its energy, so it's a good area to use for work. Nothing needs to be added or should be added in this area, just a good area to use. If you have your front door here and you're activating it every day, that's awesome. Now we are in the east. The east is another area to not have any heart-to-heart conversations. Over here we have 7-4. 7 is that mouth, that sharp tongue. So avoid any important conversations or deep conversations in this area. There's my rogue laser pointer doing its thing again. We have that metal energy coming in and controlling the wood, which can be conflict. So we want to add in 3 bamboo stalks again in a clear glass vase or a black vase. Black represents water. So clear glass with water or a black vase in the east this month. And as you see, if you do these every month, you just start to move around the objects that you already have, which is nice. It's not something new you have to buy every month. This area is also great if you have a fish bowl or a pet fish. This is a good spot to put him in. In the southeast, we have an 8 coming in. 8 is typically the most auspicious, and it's really great for this time period. But because of what it's mixing with this month, it's not really going to be in full force, full effect. It will be pretty good for like CEOs or bosses or people who run a company, any leadership roles, or anybody really trying to take charge, because 8-5 together can, if used right, if you're in a good place, you can really make some moves with this aggressive energy. You'll end up being worn out and tired, but you can really make some big moves if you use this area. So the good news is for people whose front door is in the southeast, like me, where all year we're dealing with this aggressive energy, we'll get a little bit of a breath, a little bit of a pause, because the 8 together with the 5 is okay. So it makes it a little less intense, so it's a nice little break. So already, because of the year's energy, you should have a set of 6 Chinese metal coins here. And if you do, there's no additional changes that we need to make for the month. So in the south, we have an annual water 1, and monthly we have the wood energy 4 coming in. And these are technically a smooth relationship and are pretty good. But because of what we have in the time period, there's a lot of wood, which can be conflict again, and conflict in the sense that conflicting thoughts. There's a lot of creativity. There's a lot of wanting to grow. There's a lot of go, 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 and not being able to pick apart the ideas and work efficiently. And so the South Palace being fire is great. Adding in a little bit of your own fire with a little bit of red, even just these like little Chinese red envelopes. These are good to add in to bring in some of that fire. But this is a really good, for the month, this is a really good area for intelligence and studying and working and researching. And so if you're looking, again, if you're growing a business, if you are studying for an exam of any kind or any licensing, this is a good area to do that. Thank you guys so much for watching. That is July summed up. It's a pretty easy one. Mostly just avoid the areas where it seems to be there's more potential for arguments and conflict, and work in the areas that you can. Everybody watch out for that north area if it's where you are sleeping. Best to just change it up this month. If you liked this video even just a little bit, hit that like button. Comment below which area needs some work for you and which area you're excited to use. If you're new to this channel, then subscribe. Hit that subscribe button and notification bell. The notification bell is what alerts you when you get these monthly updates and when any new video comes out, to give you Feng Shui tips, mindset tips to help you transform a life that you tolerate into one you treasure.